viewers, you're welcome again to this week's episode of The Mirror with Beauty Benjamin. And this morning, we're looking at the topic, the role of parents in upbringing of their children, which is very, very important to our program, to the family and to the society. And with me on the show this morning to discuss this matter is the Bishop Emmanuel Accra Jaja of First African Church Mission, Opopo Ogone Diocese. Sir, you are welcome to the Mirror. And don't forget, I am your favorite host, Beauty Benjamin. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning. A pleasure.
We're happy to see you this morning on the show. And I'm sure the viewers will be wondering, upbringing of children, and it's a man, why? Shouldn't it be a woman and all that? But a man and a woman come together to bring forth a child. And I know that
Right.
before a man is comfortable enough to talk about the upbringing of children, that means he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
And we would like to know, what do you think? What's the role of parents in bringing up? So what's your take on this topic, sir?
Now, from my mirror, I will take it from two dimensions. First is that when God created man, God kept man in the Garden of Eden. And so man was relating only with the animals and the grasses and the trees.
Okay.
There was no like mind with man
Yeah.
to reason together.
Hmm.
And the Bible said that God found it not good for the man to be alone.
Yeah.
And so he made a woman to be a helper.
Yeah.
Now, in my definition as a helper, a woman is otherwise a manager.
Okay.
So there are two personalities that come together to make a family before the third party will come in. That is the man and the woman. Now, the man, I see him as an authority.
Okay.
An authority. Because even from the creation, God says, whatsoever you call anything, that is what it will be. So that means that the man is dominated with authority, while the woman came in as a helper, being a manager.
Okay.
So and it takes a manager to make a report to the authority for any further action which superseded the jurisdiction of the manager. So before, that means that the first responsibility of the home resides in the woman.
Okay.
It is when she has exhausted her managerial ability that the man comes in with authority.
Okay. Okay.
So is a combination of the two. Now again, the woman is the one that took the pregnancy, that had the pregnancy, and then brought forth the child.
Mm.
And so the training, the primary training of the child, the primary growing stage of the child is with the woman. The woman is the one that speaks the language first.
Okay.
Remember, ordinarily the man is not meant to be at home. He is meant to go out.
But Bishop, there are cases. I have seen cases where when these children, like when they start talking, the first word a child mentions most of the times is the father, is daddy. But yet it's not at home all the time. It's the mother that is at home. I mean,
the every word the child must pronounce must come from the mother. Go and call your daddy. That's your daddy.
okay.
It is the woman.
Okay.
It is the mother that identifies the person.
And so when the child start learning talking,
yes.
now, the first thing that comes to mind is daddy, because mommy has always.
But I can't contest that now. Otherwise, I would have said I am not too sure that it's the daddy that he calls first. Or she calls
most
first.
cases, like I have children, and my children, the first word they mentioned was daddy. I was the one at home. I'm the one carrying you everything, but the first word my children mentioned, I was like, wow, why? You know?
Well, the truth there is that whether it's the daddy that the child mentions first or not, it is the mother that introduced the first language.
Yeah.
And then it is have you ever heard father tongue?
No.
Mother tongue.
I've not heard that.
Why?
Mother tongue.
It is because it is the woman that communicates with the child always, right from breastfeeding, for instance.
Right on the womb.
Of course, for the womb.
Communication starts
from
right
the
on
womb,
the womb.
from
Yes.
the womb. And now, when Moses was born, in the time when the Pharaoh then instructed that no male child should be allowed to live, Moses was born and he was taken away to the riverbank and kept there before Pharaoh's daughter now saw him and brought him. And then, fortunately, he was found in his mother's hand to be trained. Now, when the mother was breastfeeding him, she always say, "You are not a Jewish, you are a Hebrew," and that kept going into the mentality of Moses. That was why when he met an Egyptian and a Hebrew fighting, he supported his brother and killed the Egyptian. Again, when you go to the issue of Jesus being born, on the day of his presentation for what we call dedication in Luke chapter 2, in verse 34, after Simon had finished dedicating the child, the Bible says that Simon blessed both the parents and the child, and then instructed the mother, "Behold your son."
Wow.
Behold your son. So I try to balance here that the role of child upbringing is in the hand of the parent, but it is more in the hand of the mother.
Okay.
It is more in the hand of the mother. And there are some discrepancies now we are noticing, which I think we will go into as we discuss.
Okay.
That the society, when we were born, when we were growing up, we met our grandparents. The man will go out, the woman will be at home and manage the home. But today, situation has changed.
Both parties are...
Everybody is out, the nanny is in charge. And that has brought in a lot of unexpected development in the family.
Is the nanny being in charge responsible? Nanny is a
Well,
woman.
the language of the mother is now absent. The authority is of the father is also absent, or rather brief. The majority of the hour, the maximum hours are spent with the nanny. And so you get more of not just the language, but other things that happen behind the camera. So that is where we have our challenges today in the life of our children.
But if looking at it, the nanny is also a woman.
Of what age? From which environment? Of what mentality?
So now, the age, the background,
yes,
the language has everything to do with it.
Remember, this man and this woman, they have come together. They have come from different environments, different background, different mentality, but they are beginning to culture an identity, principle that will govern the family. But so any other person coming in to play a role in the upbringing of the children will be coming with a different background that is antithetical to what the parents are.
But the nanny is not acting solely on her own. The nanny gets instructions from the manager.
The instruction that she gets exhausts at a point, and she will do her own. The instruction does not include the way she will play. The instruction does not include the kind of language she will use. You may not have told any of your child, "You are stupid, you're an idiot." Now, but you come in one day and hear the child, "Shame." Where did that child got that language?
I spanked the child, and I want to find out why. I don't encourage that, or I don't do that.
So, but we're not talking about you disciplining the child. We're talking about where did this language came in from the nanny.
It may not be the nanny necessarily. It could be from the school.
We are still in the home. We have not left the home.
Okay.
We are still in the home. When we go to the school, we now start talking about peer group.
But people come to the family. People come to visit.
They come to visit at your supervision. Whoever that will come to visit is not coming to visit the child or the nanny. It's either the father or the mother. So you are there to supervise what.
So how about the friends of the child who comes to visit?
When he or she has grown up
Yes.
in the school.
Yes.
We'll come to that. But now we're talking about the role of the parents.
But now, looking at the role of the parents now, in the absence of the nanny, now the mother, the father have to pursue to bring something.
It's not ideal.
So what should be done? Look at the society.
I agree with you.
The society is tough, and it's almost not enough coming from one side.
Now, another factor there is that now the parents must go out to get for the daily bread. Now, what is the time spent by both? Do they have enough time when they return back to supervise what happened in the house? Some parents don't even know what the children may have eaten. They don't know. Because they come in, somebody will come in and was very tired and could assume that anything you see there, they're going to manage. What are they managing? Very important. Still under the jurisdiction of the nanny, which is not an ideal thing.
So what is the ideal thing?
The ideal thing is that the father must go out and get it, and the mother must manage the home.
Bishop,
And of course, if there is any reason why the mother must complement the effort of the father, it should be what she is managing herself, where she has her own right. Now, for instance, if you're a banker, you don't have your own right. If you are a civil servant, you don't have your own right.
So, invariably, a woman should not even go to school.
No.
Let's look at it this way now. If I go to school, in fact, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we are still here talking about the role of parents in bringing up children. And when we return, the bishop is still here. Let's continue. Don't go away. And if you're just joining us, this is the Mirror with Beauty Benjamin, and today we're talking on the role of parents in upbringing of their children. And with me today to discuss this topic is Bishop Emmanuel Accra Jaja. It's First African Mission Church, Ogoni Opopo Diocese. If you're just tuning in, don't go away. It's interesting. And Bishop, welcome back.
Thank you.
And before we went on that break, I was protesting, that, how will I go to school? I'll finish, we come back, and I should just manage the home. I want to manage what I win. You understand? I learned something. I should manage that.
Education does not only mean that you go to work. It's not. You don't use your academic achievements only at workplace. You can also apply it at home. Psychology is not the business of the industries, it's the business of the house. Okay. So that you went to school and you are managing the home is even good. You must know the amount of money you have been given and how to manage the money. It's good.
But looking at our society today, the bills are high.
Yes.
Everything is sapping, and then it's enough for just one person bringing it.
I agree with you. What I spoke before was on ideal situation.
Okay.
Now, today we don't have ideal situation because of the economic challenges around us, and so the man and the woman must go out. I would prefer a situation where the man will make a provision for the woman on a business she can manage. But if it becomes the fact that they should both work in an industry that belongs to maybe another person, for instance, bank, okay, they must find time to supervise what happened at home in their absence. They must, thank God today we have cell phones. They must always communicate the home to find out what is happening, and to make sure that even in their absence there is constant directive that the nanny or whoever that is managing the home on behalf will stick to, so that the principle of the home will not be adjusted by the nanny.
But Bishop, I know a portion of the Bible that says, train up a child in the way he should grow.
Now,
now when that child is grown, he won't depart. Now, the parents must have structured their children, in the way that they should go accordingly. Now, and the Bible says, no matter how if that child grows, he will not depart. So even if the nanny is at home, because that child has been properly structured, don't you think the child will stick within that structure,
Now,
even with the influence of the nanny?
now there is one thing about the structure that the child has been faced with by the parents. That's one thing. Now there's another thing in which is very important in supervising. Now let me tell you this. The Bible also recorded to us, Jesus was telling this story, that a farmer went and planted.
Yeah.
And after planting, he believed that he has done a good job. So he retired back to the house and slept. And the enemy went and sowed out. So I am not calling the nanny the enemy. No. I'm saying that you must sow the seed and supervise the growth. You must do a constant supervision. Otherwise, if you rest, believing that you have done your own job, and the nanny who spends more hours, more relaxed, more hours with freedom, nobody is there to control her or him, then at the end of the day, you return back and spend few hours. When I don't eat, what do I eat? Okay, I beg, yeah, dish my water, let me go and take my bath. You have not done enough.
So now, will you attribute, like today, on our streets,
yes,
in our society, there are lots of nurses being caused by children and all that, and they are all coming from a home. Will you attribute that some of these things are coming from the home because the parents do not have chance or time for their children?
I think that is the major reason for this discussion. That is where we are mirroring at.
Yes.
Because our youths are becoming something else.
Seriously.
You see, a young man of 17, 18 went out and returned home, and inside his room he is counting money, huge sums of money. It is if the woman is at home, if the woman is managing the home, the first person that will see it and raise alarm is the woman.
But sorry to cut you. Do you also know that also women who will see it and then condole it and they are like, okay, and they will not tell the authority?
That's where I'm coming to. So the management of the home is the duty of the woman. Because the mothers have lost that responsibility potentials in them, a lot of things are going wrong in the life of our children that metamorphose to be youths today. For instance, who born these children that are today carrying guns against each other in the name of politics? Who? The woman. The woman supposed to be the one that speaks the language into the man, into the child, rather. Are we talking about only the male, all of the female children? The woman is at home, seeing the daughter dressed, and some areas of her geographical drawings are exhibited in the public. It is the woman that will call that child to order. Then when the child refuses to be called to order, the man comes in. The man comes in. So I think our parents, or we parents, need to sit back and make a list of what our responsibility should be at home. That must include, among the provisions of things that the children will eat, it must also include the discipline of the children.
What if the authority is no longer there? Like the authority maybe is late, it has passed on, or not there, maybe a single parent, and then I saw a situation on Saturday where something happened and they were like, the mother cannot do this, and somebody said the mother has been doing it, but the child refused to listen to the mother, and the father is not there. What do you do when a child has grown beyond the manager and the authority is not there?
Again, the managerial duty of the mother or the woman does not only end in the physical role.
Okay.
We also have the spiritual role.
Okay.
Now let me paint a picture here. The man is very busy. That was why God said, I'm going to give you a helper. The man is very busy. Even a pastor, even as a bishop, I am busy preparing my sermon. I'm busy getting calls from outside.
Bishop, the woman is also busy because from morning she wakes up, she prepares food, prepares water, coming. She's also busy from morning till night.
Beauty, I'm coming.
Yes, sir.
Now the man is very busy, thinking of how the family will eat is his duty, ideally duty. Now, as a pastor, I want to paint the picture that the man who may say that he's more busy.
Yes.
He's getting called from outside. He has invitation where he's going to preach, so he's very busy. I mean, as a pastor.
Yes.
Now, the spiritual management of that pastor is in the wife. He may not have enough time to pray for himself and enough for his family. Now, when he leaves, whatever the woman is doing, there must be a time for recess. At that time, the children have been prepared. They have gone to school. She cleans the whole house. She has some hours. She goes down on her knees and pray for the husband and children. Now, bring it to where you are a single parent. If what you are physically doing to guide the child well is not really going well or deeply the way you expect, the result is not catchy, you go on your knees and speak to God. All fights cannot be physical. Spiritual is very, very important. Mark you, as your family is doing well, there are enemies outside who are not happy. So it is not just that the child wants to misbehave. It is not just that the child came up from a very wrong side. It also means that there could be some inimical attack from the outside that want to destabilize the home. So you go on your knees and say, Father, I have done my own part as a mother. Please, Holy Spirit, help me do the rest. I think that child, and of course, don't forget that children, the growth of children are in stages. Every child has a stage of growth. And they must pass from one stage. What happened at the stage level is that as you see the stage going, you monitor it and control. For instance, at the age of 15, 16 in the life of a woman, she doesn't rely on the story. In fact, as far as the mother is concerned, she is an old school.
That's
she will be volleyballing everywhere. She takes what the friends must have told her outside. That's what she's
influence.
Yes. So whatever the mother is saying, please don't wear this. Oh, mommy, no. This one.
It's trending. What's happening?
You must bring the child to your laps as a mother. Because that is where you carried her when you were breastfeeding her. Keep her at your laps and talk to her. You see, let me tell you here, BT. Women, mothers, to be precise, they have a lot of spiritual powers, even over the man. I want to be very careful because this is for the public. Otherwise, there is an extent of the character of the man in the house that the woman could no longer tolerate. There are things that the woman will do, and the man will come back.
I once heard somebody preach, and he said, when you in situations where the man does not listen, he does not do what he's supposed to do and all that, and you have talked to him, he's not listening, there's something you should do. He said that your husband has a boss. And so you talk to the boss, and I was like, the boss, is it in the office? But he said, no, the boss of the man is God. So you forget him, and then talk to the boss, and the boss will talk to him, and then everything will just fall in place.
I hope this will not be part of the airing. Otherwise, I want to let you know, if you go into your room and pull your clothes and lay hand on your breast and pray.
Wow.
Wow. That's one secret. It's in the book of Deuteronomy. That's one of the power of the woman.
Yeah.
So you can also do it for your child. Your child is misbehaving, you have talked to the child is not breathing, and you are even come to say that you are shedding tears. Go into your room, lock the door, speak to God, lay hand on that same breast that you used and fed that child. The child will come back.
So actually these people are constituting nuisance on the street and all that. Women could actually come together and do something about these children because they all came from the womb of a woman, and the woman has the power, the spiritual power to control, to bring them to senses.
Now let me say this. It is one thing for all of us as women. I mean, I'm talking about women now. To come out and talk.
But for a
it's
mother,
another thing for a mother to go home and implement the talk. I beg, when they leave us, I beg. When they know how they get their own. So since we know, make our children better for us.
So in everything you said now, what I'm trying to get at is that even if the mother is a career person or whatever, there should be time.
There must be time.
You must create that time to reach out to your family, to look at your comeback.
Not only the woman.
Even if you're tired, both parents now, because
but
the child brings not
the
just for the
woman
mother.
is the manager.
Yes.
Now, when she has done her part in an ideal situation where the man and the woman are still together, when she has done her part and her part seems not to be working out, she has to retire back to
the authority. Okay.
Now, if the authority seems to be weak, or seems not to be available, or seems to have also exhausted to what he could do, you retire back to the superior authority, which is God.
No, now what would you like to tell our parents out there? What's in the way of advice, both the career, both the sit at home, whoever. It's not about whether you're sitting at home or you're working or something. The point is that we have to do this. We have to get this right. What do you want to tell of your parents at home?
First, I want to recall that both parents have responsibility for the upbringing of the children. Secondly, their responsibilities differ, but is combined to make the home work. The man must know that his responsibility is to provide, and he must do all effort genuinely to provide for the home.
But that does not mean that the woman should not contribute.
I am coming there.
Okay.
But the woman should also assist in the way she could. But let her don't forget that she is a manager of the home.
Okay.
Find time to be with your family, supervise what happened in your absence, make necessary corrections, and as well as put your knees on the ground to God, so that spiritually and physically we can get the home right.
Thank you so much. I would have had enough time to have gone that other areas would have talked about. Maybe next time we'll also bring you back on the show. But thank you for coming on the show, The Mirror, this morning. We are lucky to have you. Viewers, thank you so much. You've been watching The Mirror this morning. I will discuss the role of parents in upbringing of children. I spoke with Bishop Emmanuel Accra Jaja. You can like our Facebook page. You can also send in your comments, observation, participation and sponsorship on the number screen on your screen. I am your favorite host, Beauty Benjamin. See you next time, next week, same station.